As the economic landscape continues to evolve in 2025, recent discussions have focused on critical issues ranging from inflation and tariffs to the future of research and development funding. Amid rising egg prices that have left consumers questioning the stability of food markets, economists urge a deeper examination of the underlying factors contributing to these fluctuations. Simultaneously, significant cuts to research and development in the U.S. raise alarms about the long-term implications for innovation and economic growth. High egg prices have become a prominent concern for many American households, prompting experts to investigate the root causes. While some may point fingers at suppliers and distribution chains, economists emphasize that the interplay of various factors, including inflation, supply chain disruptions, and changing consumer behaviors, must be considered. According to a report from Barron's, the high price of eggs is symptomatic of broader economic trends, underscoring how interconnected our food supply is with macroeconomic conditions. Price increases in essential goods like eggs reflect not only the immediate supply issues but also the cumulative impact of inflation and consumer demand shifts, noted an unnamed economist. In a related discussion, the American Enterprise Institute has raised critical concerns regarding proposed cuts to research and development funding by the current administration. Ara Glenn Hubbard, an economist and former chair of the Council of Economic Advisers, argues that these cuts could have severe implications for the U.S. economy. He highlights the historical link between research funding and productivity growth, asserting that innovation is essential for sustainable economic development. Cuts to R&D at institutions like the National Institutes of Health and the National Science Foundation will stifle technological progress. Growth is not merely about reducing spending, it's about investing in the future, Hubbard stated. As policymakers grapple with the delicate balance between fiscal restraint and economic growth, the potential for a so-called Trump recession looms large. Dr. Pavlo Beriai, an economist at Harrisburg University, has been actively engaged in analyzing the implications of recent tariff policies and their repercussions on the economy. He points out that the cyclical nature of tariffs may lead to increased uncertainty among consumers and businesses alike, which could hinder economic stability. The trade environment under tariffs creates ripples that affect not just prices but overall confidence in the market. It's essential to consider how these factors play into broader economic trends, Beriai explained. Meanwhile, the Council for Economic Education announced the return of the National Economics Challenge for 2025, engaging high school students nationwide in a competition that tests their understanding of economic principles. Every year we witness students demonstrating remarkable insights into economic concepts, which is vital for fostering the next generation of informed citizens, said Chris Caltabiano, Chief Program Officer. The competition aims to enhance financial literacy and the application of economic knowledge among young Americans, preparing them for future challenges in a rapidly changing economy. As these discussions unfold, the intersection of consumer prices, government funding for innovation, and educational initiatives will shape the economic landscape in the coming years. Economists warn that without a renewed commitment to research and development coupled with careful management of trade policies, the U.S. risks falling behind in an increasingly competitive global market. The path forward requires a balanced approach that prioritizes both immediate consumer needs and long-term investment in innovation, ensuring that the economy can adapt and thrive in the face of ongoing challenges. Looking ahead, the stakes have never been higher for policymakers and consumers alike as they navigate this intricate economic web. In an era where access to local journalism is more crucial than ever, the State Journal-Register has made significant strides in connecting communities with timely news through its newly launched app. This development comes at a time when many local newspapers are grappling with declining readership and financial challenges, highlighting the importance of innovative solutions to engage audiences and maintain the vitality of local journalism. The State Journal-Register's app, released on March 11, 2025, is designed to enhance user experience by providing seamless access to news, sports, and community events. With a focus on local reporting, the app aims to keep readers informed about issues that directly impact their lives, from government decisions to school events. Our goal is to make local news more accessible and engaging, said a spokesperson from the State Journal-Register. We believe that by leveraging technology we can foster a deeper connection with our readers and encourage community involvement. As the landscape of journalism continues to evolve, the app's introduction is a strategic move that reflects broader trends within the industry. The rise of mobile technology has transformed how audiences consume news, with many preferring to receive updates on their smartphones. By prioritizing mobile accessibility, the State Journal-Register is not only meeting the demands of contemporary readers but also positioning itself as a leader in the local journalism space. In the realm of sports, the Madelia Blackhawks recently made headlines by defeating the top-seeded Springfield Tigers in a thrilling semifinal matchup of the Section 2A boys basketball tournament. This victory marks a significant turnaround for the Blackhawks, who had suffered 2 losses to the Tigers earlier in the season. Freshman standout Caden Furchow led the charge with 28 points, reflecting a determined team effort that overcame previous setbacks. Everyone played their role and we pushed through adversity, Furchow remarked after the game, emphasizing the Blackhawks' resilience. The Blackhawks, who now advanced to the section title game against second-seeded Bull, demonstrated not only skill but also strategic gameplay, as highlighted by key plays from junior Tate Becker. His efforts, particularly in crucial moments, underscored the importance of teamwork and adaptability in high-stakes situations. Coach Jeff Van He credited the team's confidence and experience as pivotal factors in their latest success, stating, "We knew we could compete with them because we had already faced them." As the Blackhawks prepare for their upcoming match, the momentum generated by their recent victory could play a vital role in their performance. Furchow noted the need to quickly refocus after their win, showcasing the team's commitment to continuous improvement in preparation for future challenges. In the broader context of local sports and journalism, these developments underline the interconnectedness of community narratives. The State Journal-Register's efforts to enhance accessibility to local news, combined with the inspiring stories from local sports teams, create a vibrant tapestry of community engagement that resonates with readers. As technology continues to shape the journalism landscape, the focus on local stories will remain essential in fostering informed and connected communities. Looking ahead, as local journalism adapts to new technologies and evolving audience preferences, initiatives like the State Journal-Register app will likely play a crucial role in ensuring that communities remain informed and engaged. Similarly, the continuing success of local sports teams such as the Madelia Blackhawks will keep community spirits high, further emphasizing the importance of local narratives in a rapidly changing world. In an exciting initiative to foster creativity among the youth, the Bladen Journal has announced a youth photography contest specifically for 8th grade students in Bladen County. Dubbed Painting 1,000 Words, the contest encourages students to capture compelling images that tell stories reflecting the vibrant community and the world around them. This initiative not only aims to showcase the talent of young photographers but also seeks to inspire potential future journalists and artists. The contest, set to open on March 14 and close on April 18, invites submissions from any student currently in the 8th grade, whether they are enrolled in Bladen County schools or are homeschooled. Participants can submit one photo in each of 4 categories: landscape, black and white news, and feature photography. Each submission must be accompanied by a clever and informative caption highlighting the importance of narrative in visual storytelling. "We are looking for pictures that are both unique and tell a story," said Mark Delap, the editor and general manager of the Bladen Journal. Judging will be conducted by a panel of experienced journalists from across the United States, focusing on criteria such as content, imagination, journalistic integrity, clarity, creativity, and quality. The top 5 photos in each category will be selected and the winners will be featured in the Bladen Journal. Moreover, the community will have the opportunity to participate in the selection process by voting for their favorite photos among the top 4 submissions in each category. Awards will be presented during a special assembly on May 7, where plaques will be given for top entries in each category. Named after renowned photographers such as Kath Samar, Dorothea Lang, Mark Delap himself, and Ansel Adams. Each winner will also receive a $25 monetary prize, adding an extra incentive for students to participate. DeLapp emphasized the goal of this initiative is not only to recognize the skills of young photographers but also to potentially nurture the next generation of creative minds interested in photography and journalism. He noted, "This is a fantastic opportunity for our young creatives to express themselves and possibly explore a future career in this field." As spring approaches, the Bladen Journal seeks to galvanize the youth of Bladen County to get their cameras ready and unleash their creativity. The contest serves as an exciting platform for students to engage with their environment and learn the art of visual storytelling. With the contest officially launching next week, the anticipation is building in the community, especially among 7th graders who are eyeing the upcoming opportunity for next year. With this initiative, the Bladen Journal not only celebrates local talent but also reinforces the importance of art and storytelling in education and community engagement. As the contest unfolds, it will undoubtedly foster a sense of pride and accomplishment among participants, and the community will eagerly await the revelation of the talented young photographers who will emerge from this initiative. In an era where remote work has become the norm, managers face the challenge of maintaining team morale and productivity from afar. The shift to digital communication has introduced new stressors that can quietly undermine team dynamics. As Rachel Montañez highlights in her recent article for Forbes, recognizing and addressing these signs of digital distress is crucial for fostering a healthy remote work environment. The nuances of remote communication often contain subtle cues that indicate an employee's well-being. Montañez points out that behaviors such as frequent status changes on platforms like Slack, overly formal email exchanges, or repetitive drafting of messages can signal deeper issues. These aren't just quirks of remote work, they're digital distress signals, she asserts. This insight is supported by research from the Journal of Occupational and Organizational Psychology, which found that missing early warning signs of psychological distress can increase feelings of isolation by as much as 47%. To combat this challenge, Montañez suggests that managers develop a keen awareness of their team's digital behaviors. Simple reflective questions can help identify shifts in communication dynamics. For instance, a notable change in emoji usage from playful to strictly professional might suggest a growing tension within the team. Likewise, a decrease in open dialogue during virtual meetings could indicate a reluctance to challenge ideas due to stress or anxiety. Montañez provides actionable strategies for managers to proactively address these issues. One effective approach she recommends is the creation of a workload weather report, a color-coded status system within Slack that allows team members to signal their capacity for collaboration. This innovative method not only normalizes discussions around workload but also fosters an open culture regarding mental health. Additionally, she emphasizes the importance of monitoring workload distribution and the digital behaviors that accompany it. Excessive late-night edits to documents may reflect anxiety rather than dedication, a sentiment echoed by machine learning research indicating that digital behavior patterns can predict burnout with up to 82% accuracy. By recognizing these signs, managers can intervene early, offering support and encouragement to establish healthier work-life boundaries. Montañez also highlights the significance of addressing communication issues before they escalate into burnout. Shifts in how team members label tasks or engage in discussions can foreshadow increased stress. Managers can combat this by encouraging open conversations about workload and creating an environment where employees feel safe expressing their concerns. Acknowledging one's own struggles with digital fatigue can further empower teams to communicate more openly about their challenges. Ultimately, Montañez's insights reveal that the ability to read and respond to digital signals with empathy is essential in today's remote work landscape. As organizations continue to adapt to this new normal, fostering a culture of awareness and support will be crucial in preventing burnout and promoting team cohesion. The future of remote work hinges not just on technological tools but on the human connections that those tools facilitate. By prioritizing mental well-being, managers can help ensure that their teams not only survive but thrive in a digital-first world. In a significant shift in sentiment among finance leaders, optimism regarding the U.S. economy has plummeted by 20 percentage points since the last quarter, according to a recent survey conducted by the American Institute of CPAs (ACPA) and the Chartered Institute of Management Accountants (SHIMA). This sharp decline raises critical questions about the future of economic confidence in a climate characterized by increasing uncertainty. The survey, which polled 305 decision-makers, predominantly CFOs, controllers, and CEOs, revealed that only 47% of respondents believe the U.S. economy is on a positive trajectory, a stark drop from 67% in the previous quarter. The sentiment is echoed by Tom Hood, Executive Vice President of Business Growth and Engagement at AICPA and SHIMA, who stated, "There are a lot of warning signs right now for business executives, particularly around inflation, payroll costs, and consumer confidence, with tariffs adding another layer of uncertainty." Nearly 60% of finance leaders indicated that tariffs would negatively impact their businesses. The survey findings point to a broader trend of economic pessimism, not just domestically but globally, as only 29% of respondents expressed optimism about the world economy's prospects over the next year, a decrease from 41% in the previous quarter. Moreover, expectations for revenue and profit growth within their own firms have also declined, with forecasts for revenue dipping to 3% from 3.3% and anticipated profit growth falling to 1.7% from 2.2%. This downturn in confidence follows a period of renewed optimism after the election of Donald Trump, where expectations soared due to anticipated deregulation and tax policy changes. The previous survey, conducted shortly after the election, saw a dramatic 41-point increase in optimism regarding the U.S. economy. However, the current findings suggest that the initial enthusiasm may have been overly optimistic and the subsequent correction reflects real concerns among finance leaders. The economic landscape in early 2025 has been marked by declining consumer confidence and warnings from executives about a pullback in discretionary spending. This shift suggests that the euphoria surrounding the new administration may have given way to a more sober assessment of the challenges that lie ahead. As Hood pointed out, the current environment is fraught with warning signs, necessitating a closer examination of economic indicators in the coming months. As the year progresses, the implications of this declining optimism could have far-reaching effects on investment decisions, hiring practices, and overall economic growth. The upcoming Q2 2025 survey results will be critical in determining whether this downturn is a temporary anomaly or the beginning of a more sustained period of economic uncertainty. Investors, policymakers, and business leaders will be watching closely to gauge how these sentiments evolve in response to ongoing challenges in tariffs, inflation, and consumer behavior. In a rapidly evolving energy landscape, Canada is emerging as a pivotal player in North America's oil supply, with recent analyses suggesting that it may hold the key to U.S. energy security. Bloomberg's latest report underscores this growing reliance on Canadian oil, asserting that in the face of fluctuating global oil prices and domestic production challenges, Canada is effectively becoming America's real oil reserve. The report comes at a time when the U.S. grapples with the dual pressures of increasing domestic energy demand and the geopolitical uncertainties that threaten global oil supply chains. As U.S. production has plateaued, Canada has stepped up, offering a stable supply of crude oil that is crucial for American refiners. In 2024, Canada accounted for nearly 60% of U.S. crude oil imports, a trend that analysts expect to continue as both nations navigate the complexities of energy independence and sustainability. Canada's vast reserves of oil sands and conventional oil fields provide a buffer for the U.S. against international market fluctuations, said a senior analyst at Bloomberg. As the U.S. seeks to reduce its vulnerability to foreign oil and embrace a greener energy future, Canadian oil becomes an increasingly attractive option. However, this interdependence is not without its challenges. Environmental concerns surrounding oil extraction in Canada, particularly in Alberta's oil sands, continue to raise alarms among climate advocates and policymakers. The extraction process is often criticized for its high greenhouse gas emissions and significant land disruption. Furthermore, Canada's oil transportation infrastructure faces its own set of hurdles, including regulatory hurdles and opposition from Indigenous groups regarding pipeline developments. The impact of this relationship extends beyond mere supply and demand dynamics. It also encompasses economic implications for both nations. As Canada ramps up its oil production, it benefits from increased revenues and job creation, while the U.S. secures a stable energy supply critical for maintaining its industrial base. Analysts predict that if the current trends persist, Canada could solidify its position as a cornerstone of U.S. energy strategy, potentially leading to enhanced economic ties between the two countries. Looking ahead, the future of this partnership will hinge on several factors, including technological advancements in energy extraction, the ongoing push for renewable energy sources, and geopolitical developments that could alter the energy trade landscape. As climate change remains a pressing global issue, the balance between energy needs and environmental sustainability will be crucial in shaping the policies of both nations. In conclusion, as the U.S. looks to Canada for its oil needs, the implications of this relationship will be felt across economic, environmental, and geopolitical spectrums. The next few years will be critical in determining how both countries navigate this complex landscape. With the potential for significant shifts in energy policy and international relations, the question remains: can this partnership evolve in a way that meets both energy demands and environmental responsibilities? Only time will tell as we watch these developments unfold. As the world reflects on the 5-year mark since the onset of the COVID-19 pandemic, a growing body of research highlights the profound and lasting impacts the crisis has had on a generation of children. While educators and mental health professionals recognize the emotional and educational strains imposed by the pandemic, they also emphasize resilience among young people, preventing the narrative from leaning too heavily on despair. The consensus is clear: this generation is neither lost nor hopeless, but rather shaped by an unprecedented experience that has fostered both challenges and unexpected strengths. The abrupt closure of schools in March 2020 marked the beginning of a tumultuous period for students across the United States. Jamie Weiss, an elementary school counselor in Virginia, recalls the initial response of educators who quickly pivoted to provide resources for social-emotional learning. Initially believing students would return shortly, Weiss expressed her feelings of abandonment as schools remained closed for the rest of the academic year. "I promised them that I would always be there for them," she shared, reflecting the emotional toll the pandemic took on educators as well. As the pandemic unfolded, millions of children faced social isolation, emotional distress, and the challenges of remote learning. Elizabeth Reichert, a child psychologist and co-director of the Stanford Parenting Center, highlighted the dual struggle faced by adults and children during this time. "Kids look to us adults to be their stabilizing force, and as adults we were also really struggling," she noted, emphasizing the interconnectedness of adult and child mental health. The educational disruptions led to noticeable declines in academic performance. According to a report from the Brookings Institution, average math and reading scores dropped significantly among students in grades 3 through 8 during the pandemic. Disparities in educational access became starkly apparent, with students in lower-income households disproportionately affected. A 2023 study revealed that over 70% of teachers in low-income classrooms reported significant performance drops, in contrast to 40% in higher-income settings. "What we really saw with COVID was a hit for the entire population on learning," said Candace Odgers, a developmental psychologist specializing in adolescent mental health. But children in the least equipped and least resourced schools were hit the hardest. Data from the U.S. Department of Education further underscore the crisis, revealing that nearly half of public school students were behind grade level in at least one subject at the start of the 2022 to 2023 school year, a significant increase from 36% pre-pandemic. In high-poverty communities, the figure rose to 61%. Despite some improvements in scores for students from well-resourced schools, those from marginalized backgrounds continue to lag behind, raising concerns about long-term academic outcomes. However, mental health ramifications also loom large. The pandemic's emotional toll has been particularly acute among young people, with studies indicating a rise in anxiety and depression. Reichert noted that young students, particularly those who began kindergarten during the pandemic, have lost crucial years of social-emotional learning, leading to behavioral issues typically seen in younger grades. They lost those 2 super important years of peer interaction, she explained, highlighting the developmental gaps that could persist into adolescence. Research from the University of Washington indicated concerning changes in brain development among adolescents during the pandemic, with some participants showing signs of accelerated cortical thinning, a potential indicator of stress-related neurodevelopmental changes. Neva Corrigan, a co-author of the study, pointed out significant differences in brain maturation between genders, with females showing more pronounced changes. Anxiety and depression really skyrocketed during the pandemic, and there are many studies showing that it was much more severe for females than males, Corrigan said, stressing the need for ongoing monitoring and support for affected adolescents. Amid these challenges, educators and mental health experts advocate for a balanced approach to recovery, emphasizing the importance of social-emotional learning alongside academic interventions. Weiss underscored that addressing emotional well-being is essential for academic improvement, stating, "If we don't concentrate on social-emotional learning, then we're probably not going to see as fast of an improvement in academics as we want." As schools adapt to the lingering effects of the pandemic, initiatives such as extending the academic year and reducing class sizes are being implemented to close learning gaps. Pilot programs such as the one in Richmond Public Schools, which added 20 days to the school calendar, have shown initial success in improving literacy levels and attendance. While the pandemic has undeniably left its mark, experts argue against labeling an entire generation as lost. There is a harm story to be told from this, and there's a resilience story to be told from this. Odgers remarked. We have to be careful that we look with a little more nuance and skepticism about what the long-run impacts of this really will be, and not to write off an entire generation of young people as lost, because they are not. Looking ahead, the focus must remain on fostering resilience in young people while addressing the ongoing challenges they face. As communities continue to navigate the post-pandemic landscape, the dual narratives of struggle and resilience will shape the future of this generation, with the potential for growth and recovery rooted in support from educators, families, and mental health professionals. The lessons learned during this crisis may ultimately pave the way for a more robust and adaptable generation equipped to face the complexities of an ever-changing world. In a groundbreaking study published on March 11, 2025 in Nature Aging, researchers have unveiled critical insights into the exposome, the cumulative influence of environmental, social, and behavioral factors throughout an individual's life, and its significant role in aging and premature mortality. This research, which utilized data from the UK Biobank, a comprehensive repository of demographic, health, and genetic information from over 492,000 individuals, sheds light on how various exposures can impact our longevity and overall health. The study employed an exposome-wide association study (EWAS) approach, evaluating an impressive array of 164 different risk factors to identify correlations with premature mortality. From this extensive analysis, researchers identified 85 exposures that were free from potential confounding influences and demonstrated significant associations with mortality. Following this, the team leveraged an existing proteomic clock and plasma proteomic data from 45,000 participants to assess whether these exposures corresponded with discrepancies between predicted proteomic age and chronological age. Alarmingly, 25 of the exposures were found to correlate with increased proteomic aging and mortality, particularly those related to smoking behavior, physical activity, and financial stability. Further investigation revealed that each of these 25 exposures was linked to a multitude of age-related diseases and biomarkers. On average, researchers found that each exposure was associated with 22 age-related biomarkers and 15 age-related diseases. The statistical models constructed during the study demonstrated that while individual risk factors like smoking accounted for only a minimal amount of variation in mortality risk, the full spectrum of these 25 age-related exposures explained a greater portion of mortality variation than genetic risk factors. This emphasizes the critical role of the exposome, collectively rather than individually, in influencing health outcomes as we age. The findings underscore a paradigm shift in how we understand aging and health disparities, suggesting that a more holistic approach encompassing multiple environmental and lifestyle factors may be essential in addressing age-related health challenges. As lead author George Andrew S. Inglis stated, the potential contribution of the exposome to multiple age-related diseases is profound, indicating that our environments and behaviors over a lifetime may outweigh genetic predispositions in determining health outcomes. This research arrives at a crucial time when aging populations are becoming a significant concern globally. As societies grapple with the implications of longevity, the insights provided by this study could help shape public health policies and interventions aimed at promoting healthier aging. Future research will likely focus on how to mitigate the negative impacts of these environmental exposures, potentially informing strategies that can enhance quality of life for older adults. In conclusion, as our understanding of the exposome deepens, it holds the promise of revolutionizing how we approach aging and health management. By recognizing the interplay between our environment's behaviors and health outcomes, we can pave the way for more effective and comprehensive strategies to promote longevity and well-being in our aging populations. As we look ahead, the implications of these findings could lead to significant advancements in public health initiatives, health education, and ultimately improved life expectancy. In the ever-evolving landscape of workplace dynamics, recent studies have illuminated how seemingly innocuous behaviors such as humor from management can have profound effects on employee well-being. A study highlighted by Fast Company reveals that bosses who perceive themselves as humorous may inadvertently create emotional labor for their employees. This phenomenon, where staff feel compelled to respond positively to their leaders' jokes even if they find them unfunny, can contribute significantly to workplace stress and disengagement. Further compounding the issue of employee dissatisfaction in the workplace is the alarming rate of burnout, which has emerged as a multi-million-dollar concern for employers. According to research from the CUNY Graduate School of Public Health and Health Policy, burnout costs U.S. businesses between $4,000 and $21,000 annually per employee in lost productivity. When generalized across an organization with 1,000 employees, the impact can culminate in losses of up to $5 million a year. Bruce White-Lee, a senior author of the study, emphasized the financial implications of neglecting employee well-being, stating, "Our model quantifies how much employee burnout is hitting the bottom line of companies and organizations. Burnout, characterized by emotional exhaustion and disengagement from work, is often exacerbated by factors such as overwhelming workloads, lack of support, and toxic workplace relationships." A staggering 44% of U.S. workers reported feeling burned out, highlighting the urgent need for both employees and employers to address the underlying causes of this crisis. While employees can take personal steps to manage stress, such as prioritizing self-care and seeking meaningful connections, employers are urged to implement supportive measures including mental health benefits, flexible work arrangements, and workload management. As organizations grapple with the financial toll of burnout, they must also navigate the ramifications of their leaders' interpersonal behaviors, like humor, in the workplace. This interplay between management styles and employee morale underscores the complex dynamics at play in modern work environments. Shifting gears to the technological realm, the ongoing evolution of battery technology also captures attention, particularly with the rise of solid-state batteries as a potential game-changer for electric vehicles. As reported by Teslarati, companies like QuantumScape are making strides in the development of these batteries, which promise higher energy densities and improved safety compared to traditional lithium-ion batteries. And Marie Sastry, co-founder of SACT3, noted that their prototype solid-state batteries have achieved record energy densities more than double that of current lithium-ion counterparts. However, industry leaders like Elon Musk caution that despite the excitement surrounding solid-state technology, it remains years away from mass production. Musk's skepticism stems from the lengthy and complex development process needed to transition from prototypes to commercially viable products. This sentiment reflects a broader narrative in the battery industry where ambitious claims often clash with the realities of technological development timelines. As companies like Tesla continue to innovate within the battery space, they also face external pressures that can impact stock performance and brand reputation. Following a precipitous drop in Tesla's stock values, analyst Adam Jonas of Morgan Stanley suggested that the company could rebound by over 90% within the next year, driven by developments in artificial intelligence and autonomous vehicle technologies. Meanwhile, billionaire investor Ron Barron expressed unwavering support for Musk and Tesla despite recent challenges, indicating a belief in the long-term potential of the company. The dual narratives of employee burnout and advancements in battery technology reflect broader trends in the corporate landscape, where financial implications are closely tied to workplace culture and technological innovation. As organizations strive to foster healthier work environments while navigating the complexities of technological advancements, the future promises to be both challenging and transformative. The intersection of employee well-being and technological evolution will likely shape the trajectory of businesses in the years to come, underscoring the need for a holistic approach to workplace management and innovation. As the celestial frontier becomes increasingly crowded with government and commercial entities vying for dominance, the question of governance in space has never been more pressing. On March 11, 2025, the International Institute for Strategic Studies (IISS) hosted a pivotal discussion centered on the future of space policy, bringing together leading experts to explore the complexities of space security and sustainability in an era marked by heightened geopolitical tensions. The panel, featuring Dr. Mariel Borowitz, Dr. Alana Krolikovsky, and Dr. Bruno Renaud de Souza, was chaired by Dr. Lawrence Rubin. Each expert brought a unique perspective to the table, highlighting the urgent need for international cooperation and effective governance as space becomes a battleground for great power competition. Dr. Borowitz, who serves as the director for the Center for Space Policy and International Relations at Georgia Tech, emphasized the critical role of the private sector in shaping space policy and governance. The innovation emanating from commercial space entities is reshaping the landscape of space operations and presents both opportunities and risks that must be effectively managed, she stated. Her work on the traffic coordination system for space ISS aims to enhance safety for civil and commercial space users, a necessity as the congestion in low Earth orbit continues to grow. Dr. Krolikovsky, an authority on policy for space activities and U.S.-China relations, underscored the importance of understanding how different nations approach space governance. The interplay between U.S. and Chinese space policies will have profound implications not only for national security but also for global stability, she noted. Her insights are particularly relevant as both nations ramp up their investments in space capabilities, raising concerns about potential conflicts in an unregulated environment. Dr. Renaud de Souza focused on the legal frameworks that underpin space operations, advocating for a robust international legal regime to manage the increasing complexity of space traffic. He highlighted the necessity of establishing norms and agreements that can accommodate the rapid advancements in space technology while ensuring the safety and sustainability of outer space. The event also addressed the challenges posed by the commercialization of space, with panelists noting that the influx of private actors complicates traditional notions of governance. As space becomes more accessible, the responsibilities of states in regulating activities and ensuring compliance with international norms are becoming more complex. The discussions highlighted the strategic pathways necessary for fostering cooperation among nations, particularly as geopolitical rivalries intensify. With an eye toward the future, the panelists called for comprehensive frameworks that encourage collaboration while mitigating risks associated with the militarization and commercialization of space. As the event concluded, it became clear that the future of space policy hinges not just on technological advancements but also on diplomatic efforts to create a safe and sustainable environment for all users of outer space. The insights shared during this panel will undoubtedly influence ongoing discussions and initiatives aimed at establishing effective governance in an increasingly contested domain. As we look ahead, the continuing evolution of space policy will remain a focal point for policymakers and scholars alike. The challenges posed by this new frontier will require innovative governance solutions, international collaboration, and a commitment to ensuring that space remains a realm of peace and cooperation. In a remarkable breakthrough that challenges long-established theories in chemistry, scientists at the Lawrence Berkeley National Laboratory have unveiled the first organometallic molecule containing the heavy element berkelium, aptly named berkelsine. This discovery not only deepens our understanding of the actinide series but also opens new avenues for research into the behavior of elements that follow uranium in the periodic table. Berkelium, a synthetic element with atomic number 97, was first identified by pioneering nuclear chemist Glenn Seaborg at Berkeley Lab in 1949. The recent research builds upon the legacy of Seaborg's work as it marks a significant advancement in the study of organometallic compounds, which are typically more common among the early actinides like uranium. This is the first time that evidence for the formation of a chemical bond between berkelium and carbon has been obtained, stated Stefan Manasian, a scientist in the Chemical Sciences Division at Berkeley Lab and one of the co-authors of the study published in the journal Science. The formation of berkelsine, which required just 0.3 mg of berkelium-249, was achieved using specialized facilities designed for handling air-sensitive and radioactive materials. The researchers utilized advanced glovebox technology at Berkeley Lab's Heavy Element Research Laboratory to conduct single-crystal X-ray diffraction experiments. Their findings revealed a symmetrical structure in which the berkelium atom is sandwiched between two 8-membered carbon rings, paralleling a previously characterized uranium organometallic complex called uranocene. The implications of this work are far-reaching. The study indicates that the berkelium ion prefers a tetravalent oxidation state +4, a departure from traditional expectations where it was thought to behave similarly to the lanthanide terbium. The berkelium ion is much happier in the +4 oxidation state than the other F-block ions we expected it to be most like, remarked Polly Arnold, another co-author of the study. This insight not only reshapes our understanding of berkelium but also suggests that more accurate models are needed to predict the behavior of actinides, which is crucial for addressing issues related to nuclear waste management. Moreover, the research was supported by the Department of Energy's Office of Science, underscoring the importance of federal investment in scientific research that seeks to understand the complexities of the periodic table. As the scientific community deconstructs the barriers surrounding the study of later actinides, the discovery of berkelsine may lead to innovative solutions for managing radioactive materials and enhance our grasp of fundamental chemistry. Looking ahead, the work undertaken by Manasian, Arnold and their team sets the stage for further exploration into the properties of berkelium and other actinides. As researchers continue to refine their understanding of these elements, the potential applications of this knowledge could extend well beyond the laboratory, influencing fields such as materials science and environmental management in the years to come.